Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. If it's your first time here, hi, I am Tess and I'm so glad you're here. Please do stick around. In today's video, I am going to share with you how I made this beautiful triangular beaded bag. So before we start, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. To begin, you cut out a thread you're comfortable in working with, and then we're going to start with 4 beads. String down those 4 beads into your line, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into the last bead added. Drag that all the way down, and this should be giving you your first ring. To proceed, on both sides of our line, you add 1 bead each, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into the last bead. Drag that all the way down, and this should be giving you your second ring. To proceed, on both sides of your line, you're going to add 1 bead each, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into another bead. Drag that all the way down, and this should be giving you your third ring. So we have 3 rings in total, and we're going to keep doing that till we get to our desired length. Let's do that off camera, okay? Our desired length is 15, but we're right here at the 14th ring, so we're going to turn over on the last ring together. So on the left hand side, we're going to be adding 3 beads, and still with that left line, we're going to cross it over on that bead there, right there on your, there's that bead right there on your screen. Cross it over. This would make your both lines on opposite sides, opposite direction, just like you're seeing on your screen. And then your right line would pass through those 3 beads. Yeah, like you're seeing as I'm doing, just pass your right line through those beads. When it gets to this side, both lines now goes through. You pass both lines, ends of your line, into that bead right there. Your right line comes out on the left side. Your left line comes out on the right side. Just like so. Guys, do not forget to tighten your work. Tighten your work so that your work won't be loose. Just like this. Okay, so now I'm going to flip over. I'm going to flip over. Remember, we left one particular bead at the edge. We didn't touch there. So now we're going to start our next ring on the second bead. So now on our left line, we're going to be adding 3 beads. Like this. And then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Just like this. Now our right line would go into the next bead. Our right line goes into the next bead. And then on our left line, we're going to be adding 2 beads. Like this. And then we'll cross both ends of our line into that last bead added. Drag that all the way down. And this is what you should be having. To proceed, our right line goes into the next bead. And then on our left line, we're going to be adding 2 beads again. And then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. Drag that all the way down. And this is what you should be having. As you can see, we have 3 rings now on the second line. We're going to do that till we get to almost at the ending part, and then we're going to turn. I'll show you how to turn at the ending part. Let's do that off camera, okay? And here we are almost at the end of it. So let's complete it together. On our left line now, we're going to just add 2 beads to cross over. Cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. Drag that all the way down. Our right line goes into the next bead. And then on our left line, we're going to be adding 2 beads. Like this. And then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Drag that all the way down. So now we're at the second to the last bead. Remember, I said we're going to leave 1 bead. Now we're going to go, our right line goes into the next bead, which is going to be the last bead we're working on now. And still that same line, you're going to be adding 2 beads. 2 beads on that same line, you'll be adding 2 beads. Then you cross that same line, cross it over to that bead right there, that bead facing it, yes. Cross it over. This would make your both lines on opposite directions. Yes, as you can see, the same thing I'm doing. Then your right line now goes through those beads right there to come out at the top part of your bead, of your work, sorry. Now, once it's here, both ends of your line would go through that particular bead there. The right line comes out on the left side and the left line comes out on the right side, just like I'm doing. And then you drag. Guys, do not forget to tighten your work. Now we flip over. I like to flip my work so that my work will be facing me while I work. So now on our left line, we're going to be adding 3 beads. Just like this, and we'll cross both ends of our line into that last bead added. Drag all the way down, and this is what you should be having. As you can see, we're already taking form. Our bag is already taking form. Remember, I said we're going to be skipping 1 bead at each end. Remember that. So now on our left hand, we're going to be adding 2 beads. Just like this, and then we'll cross both ends of our line into the last bead added. Our right line goes into the next bead. And then on our left line, we're going to add 2 beads. Just like this. Then we're going to cross both ends of our line into that last bead added. And then we'll drag all the way down. And this is what we should be having. So we're going to complete this row till the end off camera. We're going to do that off camera, and we're going to get right back here. Okay? And this is it. We're done with the row. Now we're going to keep up with the same pattern till we get our triangular shape. Guys, do not forget, while doing that, always keep 1 bead at the end. 1 bead, and then we're going till we get to our last row. Our last row will be 1. 1 will be the last row. Let's do that off camera and we'll be right back. Okay? So guys, we're done, and this is what we should be having. This is what you should also be having. We have 15 to 1. This is our triangular shape. So now the next thing we're going to do is to build up the size of our bag. And to do that, you cut out a thread you're comfortable in working with. Once you cut that out, you pass that thread through the first bead on the side of your work. Then on the left hand side, you're going to be adding 3 beads. You're going to be adding 3 beads to your left line. Just like this. And then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Drag that all the way down. Please tighten your work. Don't forget to tighten your work. And this is what you should be having. Next, our right line will pass through the next bead. And then on the left line, we're going to be adding 2 beads. And then you cross both ends of your line into the last bead added. Still drag that all the way down. Please tighten your work. This is like a very dead end. Always tighten your work at this part of your work. Our right line goes into the next bead. And then on the left line, we're going to be adding 2 beads. Then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Okay, right line goes into the next bead. And then in your left hand side, we're going to be adding 2 beads. Then you cross both ends of your line into that last bead added. Guys, do not forget to tighten your work, please. So now we have this. This is what you should be having. We're going to do, we're going to complete it with the same pattern, and we're going to do that off camera. Why don't you do yours while I do mine off camera, okay? This is what we are having. This is what you should also be having. So I've done this part of the bag, and I also, off camera, I also did another part of the bag, the other side of the bag. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add both bags together. We're going to join both bags together. We're going to join them together. And in doing that, because I still have more thread and my thread is long enough, or my line is long enough to go pass through it, on the outer line, I'm going to be adding 1 bead, and still that same line, I'll be passing it through the first bead on the other bag, on the other side of the bag. It will be like this. Once you do that, it will be like this, and then you take one more bead and cross both ends of your line into that bead. Then you pull. Please guys, tighten your work so that your work will not be loose. Then to proceed, both sides of your line goes into the next beads. That is, the right line goes into the next right bead, and the left line goes into the next left bead. Once that is done, you cross both ends of your line into 1 bead. Drag that all the way down and tighten your work. Tighten your work, guys. Always tighten your work. So now this is what your work should be looking like. What we're going to do now is we're going to keep up with that pattern of our right line goes to the next right bead and our left line goes to the next left bead, and we're going to cross both ends into 1 bead. We're going to do that off camera. I'm done with mine. Hope you're done with yours too. And this is what your work should be looking like. Now the next thing we're going to do is to cut out all loose thread. Cut out all loose thread to make your work neater. And this is it. This is what your work should be looking like. We're done with the body of our bag. Now the next thing we're going to do is to create the cover of our bag. The cover, yes, that's the cover of our bag. We're going to create the cover of our bag. Let's do that off camera. So guys, I did mine off camera. I look at the way the bag is. I just created 5 rows and then used the descending method. So you can also do that on your own. It's a very easy way. It's a very easy thing to do. So now the next thing for us to do is to add our hook. Yes, our hook. I'll do that off camera too. And this is what it's looking like after that. If you want to know how to add this, there's a video I made. It's somewhere in my playlist. You just go and check how to do that. And then once that is done, your bag will be closing nicely. And this is what your bag should be looking like. Very nice, very demure, very beautiful. The bag is looking beautiful already. So that's not all. We're actually going to be adding the handle of our bag. You can see the inside of the bag is looking beautiful. It's very beautiful. We're actually going to be adding the handle of our bag. We cannot just carry the bag. You can carry it like a clutch if you want to, but me, I want to add the handle of my bag. So I'll be doing that now. So to do that, you're going to, from the base, you're going to trace it down to the top. Trace that down to the top, and that's where you would be adding your handle of your bag. The handle of our bag is not an hard one. It's not something that's hard. You're just going to add one bead each on both sides, and then you cross both ends of your line into another bead. It's a very simple one. The handle of the bag is not hard. You just add one bead each on both sides of our bag, just like this, and then you cross both ends of your line into another bead. Then you drag that all the way down and you get your first string. So you just keep up with that pattern. You keep doing it, and I think you should do that for, I think, 10, depending on the length of the handle you want. But mine, I think I did 10 rows. Yes, I think I did 10 rows. So you can do it to any to desired length you want. If you want your handle big longer, you can add more rows to it. But mine, I did 10 rings before securing it to the other end of my bag. So guys, let's do this off camera and we'll get right back into the video, okay? So this is what our work is looking like. This is what mine is looking like. I hope yours is also looking this beautiful. And guys, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. Feel free to increase the size of your bag. Feel free to do this in any color of your choice. And please guys, do not forget to subscribe, like, click on the notification bell, and also share. Oh, click on the notification bell to keep you informed. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.